Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and I have fibromyalgia. I want to talk about what it is and I want to take you through a day in my life. This is my apartment building. I wanted to show you something. If it opens up. So we have a gym here in the building and I don't go to the gym because I've tried once and then that landed me in bed for 3 days. I do try to do occasionally, so I try to go on walks. I commit myself to 5 or 10 minutes a day. Sometimes I'll even go out for just about a minute, but I make sure to do it every day. It helps me with the stiffness and it helps me with the spasms as well. This is my apartment, the kitchen. We have the living room right there. I have a balcony as well that goes around. And so this is where I start my day. I have my coffee and my cigarette. I'll sit here after I'm done with my coffee for 15 minutes with my headphones, close my eyes, and I meditate every morning. It does help me a lot with just starting the day on a clean start. Getting that sense of calmness before I begin a day with generally a lot of spasms and muscle stiffness and everything else the fibromyalgia has to offer. So this is something that has been working for me. It's day 17 and going strong. So this is another day at the office. Working full-time with fibromyalgia can be challenging. For example, last night I did sleep 2 hours. And I got here early, and that's what usually happens when I don't sleep. I just get to work early. There are different ways where I try to manage it and to be able to still be productive. This is something very important to me. Me holding a full-time job means everything to me at this point. It makes me still feel normal, and it gives me motivation to continue doing what I'm doing and to not give in to the fibromyalgia.
Hi, I'm Eric, Rosie's manager here at the office. Rosie was mentioning yesterday the fact that Charlie had contacted her about his new energy healing process that he's developed. And as we spoke about it and what the process was, I think everyone here in the office is optimistic about her giving this a try in hopes that this will have a positive effect in her life, in her body, physically, emotionally, since we want the Rosie that we used to have here in the office, that happy, cheerful, optimistic person that would just get stuff done around here, and we want her back. So, Charlie, come on, let's help her out.
I landed at the hospital like 5 times. So the last time that I did, it was when I passed out and had to get to the hospital. It turned out to be part of the anemia. Taking iron pills does not sit well with my stomach, because of the IBS, which is the irritable bowel syndrome. So what I'm trying to do is have a lot of vitamin C that helps me with it helps absorb the iron, and then on the other hand, an intake of iron. Now I prefer not to eat meat, so I'm not gonna have that as my primary source of iron. Spinach is my go-to, so in the morning I'll just spice it up with some lemon, salt and pepper. I'll chop some onions into it. The broccoli is high in vitamin C. I'll even eat it like this, huh?
Thank you.
So this is me attempting to help myself, not in an invasive or narcotic way. I finally decided that I'm gonna do laundry after I haven't done laundry in over a month. So I got downstairs, and as I was walking down, I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I did one load, so I'm very proud of myself. However, I haven't folded it yet, and it has been over a week. So I'm trying to get myself together. I still have that to do, but that's for later on. I was never one to procrastinate. I was never one to be a mess, and it's difficult for me to get used to it now, but it has its upsides. You learn to be more forgiving to yourself. You learn to be less judgmental because it's really, really not helping. And with fibromyalgia, you feel the effects within seconds. What I feel is important is with fibromyalgia, find something that you love to do that doesn't require a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and focus on that. And it gives you your sense of accomplishment back, your sense of yourself. You remember who you are, because days will go on with a lot of pain, and it becomes all one big blur, all one big haze, and you want to break it up. You want to see every day by itself. You want to experience every day, whether it was a good one or not so good one. But by doing things that you love, you remember those points, and it gives a break from the cycle of pain. So I got this as a gift from a close friend. I love photography, and I take it with me literally everywhere I go. It's encouraged me to go on trips where I'll book the trip. We'll go camping, for example. We'll get to the camping site, and I will lie in bed for 3 days after. But at least I got myself out there. So taking the pictures, I'll show this later, maybe. Another thing is that I found helpful, and this is only recently, after I started convincing myself that it's time to do something, and I felt like at that point I had the strength to actually do it. I keep a diary which documents every day how I rate on a scale of 0 to 10, I rate how painful it was. I felt that how I would scale the pain for that day. My focus, and for today, for example, I can definitely give less than 5. So I will also rate how difficult it was for me to perform activities, if there was any activity that was more difficult than the other, how my sleep was, how basically everything, just the same common points that fibromyalgia affects, and how I went about it throughout that day. And when I try something new, when I try to eat healthier, when I meditate, I can track how I feel. I can track how it affected me every day since. Fibromyalgia is hard, and it's painful, and it's depressing, and it's so debilitating. But I'm excited. I'm excited because I was lucky enough to come across Charlie's discoveries, and I'm really looking forward to learn more about it. See if I'm just yearning to find something that will help me, something that will alleviate the pain, something that will help me, and that again make the pain manageable and not have it take my life over. This is Fiona. She's my fibro friend. Anyways, I wanted to talk about my fibromyalgia and how it affects me. This was back in August of 2015. I started feeling twitches. I started feeling stabbing and shooting pain as time went along, and it freaked me out. The main reason why I was worrying is I grew up with a dad who had cancer for 15 years. So me and my siblings, as a result, anytime something small happens, we freak out. We go and check it out. And was something that I was afraid of, because it kept on going, and I started feeling nauseous all the time. I started feeling cramps, and I started feeling just twitches all over, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I went to get it checked out. I went to the first doctor. She asked me a lot of questions, and she's like, okay, I think you have fibromyalgia. I'm like, okay, are you going to test for it? She said there's no way to test it. So basically, you have to go through an entire procedure. Physically, you have to go to a psychiatric evaluation. You have to undergo all kinds of, you have to, what was it at first? This is part of the head fog. I'll pause what I was saying and get back to it in a minute. Part of fibromyalgia is the constant loss of focus and the constant feeling of the flu the entire time. Waking up in the morning is like waking up with the world's worst hangover. And this is every single day. And if I am hungover, it's even worse. But this is the feeling throughout the day, this constant fogginess and unclarity. The thing I always took pride in, that was a part of me, was me being fast, being able to recall my memory. And it messed with that a lot. And that's one of the things that are hardest for me and that I'm struggling with most, is you're not fully present here. And in addition to that, another way of handling pain is to disassociate yourself from the pain. So you're already floating somewhere else and you're already foggy, so you go about your day like this, and it's very difficult to clear it up. It's difficult to combat it. So back to what I was saying beforehand is I've been to about a dozen different doctors because I didn't like what I heard. I didn't like it, the fact that I have fibromyalgia, and I didn't trust that because there are no lab tests that you can take. So I was like, okay, so anybody can, call the symptoms and they'll be diagnosed just like that. So I had to go through multiple checkups and physical therapy. Finally, I got to my doctor, which I'm at now. His name is Dr. Stuart Silverman. He is incredible, and he helped me get back on track. He helped me understand what fibromyalgia is, and he helped me understand how I can view it, how I can beat it. It's not a curable disease, but he's taught me how to live with it. He's taught me how to what are the things that will alleviate it. I'm just really, really grateful to him. He's helped me throughout, his office staff. And once again, the head fog. I'm trying to stay focused. I have something that I want to share, and it keeps on just cross-wiring in your brain. Long story short, this has been 2 years almost since I was diagnosed, and I've had my ups and downs. Chronic pain does lead to depression, as well as part of the symptoms of fibromyalgia can commonly be depression. And that has caused a lot of difficulties to deal with the pain, because at a certain point you're like, enough, no more pain. And when it keeps spiraling and it keeps on twitching, and the entire day that's all you think about, that's all that you're just dealing with, you have no patience left for anything else. It drains me. I feel like I just have enough strength to get by the day, if any, and that's about it. There are days where I won't want to get out of bed. There are days where just getting out of bed is so painful. I can have the days where I'm full energy, still with the fogginess, but full energy. And then there are the days that moving every limb feels like an elephant is sitting on me and I can't move. Sometimes I'll feel, this is just a few examples of things that I would feel, examples of the symptoms of fibromyalgia, is feeling like you were just in a car crash. Everything is heavily and just everything is bruised. It feels achy for no good reason. Fibromyalgia is the brain playing tricks on you, tricking the body to feel as if it has been attacked, as if something just hit it, as if it's protecting against itself by turning against itself, and that's why it's autoimmune. Focusing on not having the pain become a part of me, but rather something that I'm dealing with. Anyone with fibromyalgia wants is to get their life back, to be the person that they were, a carefree person that they were, where anything they want to do is unlimited, and not feeling disabled, not feeling that if you're going to push yourself a little too much, you're going to suffer the consequences physically within 20 to 30 minutes. So it's a mindset. It's understanding that this is something that you're dealing with. This is not who you are. Understanding that that you are bigger than this. And taking the right measures to take care of your body, to focus on health, to focus on just by eating healthy, I already feel a little bit better. Just by waking up in the morning, taking those few minutes for myself, I already feel less tense throughout the day. And things will just sort of, even if they're stressful, they'll more like float by. I won't take them as personally. So that's helping me. There are also medications that I was on that had a lot of different side effects, caused a lot of ups and downs, and actually made the head fog worse. But I'm trying to resort to something more natural, and that's why I'm really excited. I want to learn all about Charlie's natural healing through energy. And this feels like something that can really help me from what I read up about it, and I'm really, really looking forward to see if this is the thing that will make fibromyalgia manageable for me.